So we're on page 45, and we're studying let, leave, and leave alone. Okay, let, leave, and leave alone. And who's talking in this conversation model? We have Betsy Porter and her mother, right? She's talking with her mother. Her mother is going to take care of her grandchildren, Susan and Eric. All right, so listen and underline let, leave, and leave alone. Betsy says, can you take care of Susan and Eric tomorrow? I leave for work at 8 a.m. You see, leave, to leave for work. Leave for work means to leave the home for work. I leave for work at 8 a.m. And Grandma, that's her mother, says, sure, Grandpa will be home tomorrow and he will help. He will help me take care of the children. So Grandpa will be home tomorrow and he will help. And Betsy says, Mom, please, don't leave the children alone, especially not in the kitchen. You remember what happened last time in the kitchen? Well, that was pretty dangerous, right? Please don't leave the key. Oh, say don't leave the children alone. Do you see leave alone? What does it mean to leave someone alone? Don't leave the children alone. What does that mean? Don't leave them by themselves. Right. An adult like you must stay with them to watch them and make sure that they're safe. Right? Don't leave them alone. Especially not in the kitchen, because there are many hazards in the kitchen, right? We talked about those hazards last time. So Grandma says, don't worry. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Don't worry. You know, you're a mom. You worry a lot. Grandma and Grandpa will take care of your little children. Then she says, let me ask you something. Do you see the word let? Let me ask you something. That means I want to ask you something. Please permit me to ask a question, or allow me to ask a question. Let me ask you a question. Give me permission. Right? Let me ask you something. Do you let them eat sweets? Do you let them eat sweets? Do you permit? Do you allow? Do you let them eat sweets? And Betsy answers, I let them have one cookie after lunch. I let them, I permit, I allow. I let them have one cookie after lunch. And remember, don't let Eric eat any cookies with nuts. Don't allow, don't permit, don't let Eric eat any cookies with nuts. Don't leave any nuts near him. Don't leave nuts near him. Don't put nuts near him. Don't place nuts near him. Don't put them there and go away. And don't leave nuts anywhere near him, because you know why? He's allergic to them. He's allergic to nuts. And if he has an allergy, that means he cannot tolerate them. Something bad happens to them. If he's allergic to nuts, that means he gets a bad reaction. The nuts, if he eats the nuts cause a bad reaction in the body, or maybe on the skin, either inside the body or on the skin. So he's allergic to them. And Grandma answers, okay, one cookie after lunch and no nuts for Eric. Okay, so let's practice this dialogue. Can you take care of Susan and Eric tomorrow? Can you take care of Susan and Eric tomorrow? I leave for work at 8 a.m. I leave for work at 8 a.m. Sure, Grandpa will be home tomorrow. Grandpa will be home tomorrow. And he will help. And he will help. Mom, please don't leave the children alone. Especially not in the kitchen. Mom, please don't leave the children alone, especially not in the kitchen. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. Let me ask you something. Do you let them eat sweets? Do you let them eat sweets? Let me ask you something. Do you let them eat sweets? Betsy answers, I let them have one cookie after lunch. Oh, and remember, don't let Eric eat any cookies with nuts. Don't leave any nuts near him. He's allergic to them. Okay. One cookie after lunch. And no nuts for Eric. Okay, now let's take roll. Let's play the role. I'll be the grandma, okay? And you'll be Betsy. All of you are Betsy. So you begin the dialogue, and then I answer you because I'm grandma, you're Betsy. All right? Ready? Begin. Sure, Grandpa will be home tomorrow, and he will help. Mom, please don't Don't worry, everything will be okay. Let me ask you something. Do you let them eat sweets? Okay, one cookie after lunch and no nuts for Eric. All right, shall we switch roles? All right, I will be Betsy and you will be Grandma. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so you're older than I am now, right? I'm the young one. Can you take care of Susan and Eric tomorrow? I leave for work at 8 a.m. Mom, please don't leave the children alone, especially in the kitchen. I let them have one cookie after lunch. Oh, and remember, don't let Eric eat any cookies with nuts. Don't leave any nuts near him. He's allergic to them. Okay, very nice.